I'm Dr. Michael Sabazan. At the Office of the Ombudsman, I perform the role as the investigations officer. And that includes basically two heads. I am the administrative head in that I will be the one to look after things administrative to make sure that they roll out correctly. And I am also, as the name suggests, the investigations officer, so I investigate complaints as well. My role actually, when a person makes a complaint, check the veracity of the complaint, and thereafter I could find the specifics of the areas in which the person thought that they were aggrieved and see from all that they say whether there is a case to answer on behalf of those against whom the complaint is made. Usually in our case, it has to be a government department or ministry. That makes it easy because having been around for a while, you get to know many of the persons, and this complaints for us is about human interaction. Every complaint can be resolved one way or the other if you get persons on the other side to hear you first, and then thereafter see how best they can try to solve the problem identified. The thing sometimes that happens with persons making complaints is that all they sometimes need is someone to acknowledge that a complaint is somewhere. So that is an easy one. But then there are ones that require a little more in-depth study, in-depth analysis, in-depth investigation, not on our part, but on the part of those to whom we make the query. Now, dealing with my role, yes, like the name suggests, investigation officer, I do investigate complaints, but the office is required to do sometimes a lot more than just investigate individual complaints. You have cases where, because as an office of the Ombudsman, the international community with whom we have to deal in terms of matters like human rights, they require certain reports, maybe annually, or Barbados small, biannually.
Keep it clean, keep it green.
Barbadians, we invite you to get involved and play your part as we clean and green Barbados. Come into your community with media launches, bulk waste collection exercises, community engagement sessions, and giveaways. Get on board. Let's keep Barbados clean and green.
Beautiful, beautiful Barbados.
We are responsible for reporting on the detention centers in Barbados, their conditions from a human rights standpoint. Therefore, what does that involve? That involves physically going to police stations, going to the prison, and we have the government industrial school, male and female. So we are required to go. We look at the conditions of the holding cells, and we have to report on these conditions and to say whether they meet a criteria which they give in terms of human rights standards. I don't think I would be letting a cat out of the bag to say that Dodds Prison normally would pass easily. The standards there do easily meet the human rights requirements. And the other police stations, well, recommendations are made, improvements are made. So that is another area in which, as an investigations officer, we will have to go out. And I rather would have to go out, but luckily I'm accompanied in most cases by the Ombudsman. Yeah, and we will go and we will see how best we can view, how best we can recommend based on a sheet given, a criteria sheet given by the various international organizations. From the time that a complaint is made, What to do, we have a consultation in-house. After the Ombudsman is satisfied that it meets the criteria, then I will make whatever intervention is necessary, be it by phone call, by a phone call that leads up to a visit, but usually after he's clear, then I move out and I would start to interact with the person against whom complaints have been made. After that, here's the difficult part. We wait. Sometimes we need to call back. Usually that is the case. But if perchance, as happens in recent times, we can get a meeting with the heads of whichever department against whom the complaint is made, we go and we have a direct interaction with them. Hopefully that should result in quicker response because the public service is a top-down situation. So therefore, yes, we would hope the heads would ask those with the information to see if they can pass it on the particular complaint, and then thereafter, we should then got something that is concrete, and we'll be able to say, well, there has been maladministration or there has not been, and that is usually the bottom line of where we go. We have to determine whether there's fault on any part, well, not fault in terms of criminal or anything like that. This is just on a balance of probability. We look at to see the percentage of rightness in terms of either the employer or the employee, which percentage weighs heavier. And our determination is made from there, and then we will report to the particular complainant as what we have found.